Welcome back to the Arsenal Alliance, back again with another video. Now, I was asked a question the other day on the back of that brilliant performance, off the bench performance from Mikel Merino. Does he start against West Ham on Saturday? Now, this is a tricky one. It is a tricky one because I disputed the rumours. I refuted the rumours that come out about him, Mikel Merino, possibly being used as a striker because of all our injuries and our bad luck. We've been very unfortunate, especially in the attacking department. I do believe that the board threw us under the bus in the January transfer window, not only us, possibly even Mikel Arteta, just by not doing what they needed to do. You know, we did put in a bid for Ollie Watkins, but it was just like a silly little bid just to show the fans that we actually did try and do something, but we didn't try hard enough. I don't want to say hard enough because it wasn't hard, was it? I just want to say they didn't do enough. They weren't serious enough. And I don't think they are anymore. I know they've backed Mikel Arteta with money in the past. Maybe they're starting to think maybe he's not the right guy for the job. But for whatever reason, they didn't back him January and put us in a bad state. Put us with basically no chance of winning the league. Accepting next best, if you like. They've just accepted what's going to happen. We'll just get runners up again and reset and restart again next season, which ain't good enough. It ain't ambitious enough for me. Really pissed me off, and it's pissed off a lot of Arsenal fans as well. But lo and behold, the game against Leicester, Mikel Merino comes off the bench and gets 2 goals, scores a brace, which shocked every Arsenal fan I spoke to. Even on the video I done it, where I said I was wrong about him, about that game. It was a particular game I was talking about. I'm not thinking about using Mikel Merino going forward as using him as permanent striker, because we still need to address that in the summer. We've got to get something sorted out in the summer. He's sort of given a little dilemma to Mikel Arteta. Just during that game, Leandro Trossard, who started up front, who would be the natural choice because of all the injuries, to start through the middle. There is a question to be asked now. Do we start Leandro Trossard against West Ham? I want to know your opinions on this. I want your opinions in the comment section below. What would you do? Would you actually start the same way? Would you start with Leandro Trossard up front through the middle against West Ham? Or do you bring on Merino from the start and use him as that, I've got to say, like a false 9 position? Because I still, even though he scored them 2 goals, I don't really think he could be transferred so quickly into a striker from a number 6 stroke number 8 midfield player. Like, for that one game, it could have been luck. It could have been, we could have been very fortunate that he found himself in that position. It did give us a different dimension to the attack, to be fair. Give us that height that we're lacking from missing Havertz. But Havertz, who's to say Havertz would have scored them 2 chances if he was playing? He's missed opportunities right in front of goal, 3 yards out on numerous occasions this season. So I wouldn't have been confident with him up front either. But, shouldn't have said either. I mean, anyway, I wouldn't have been confident with him up front anyway in that game. It was such a boring game, and we couldn't find any answers. Leicester just was so resolute, fighting for their lives. But in that second half, we did step up the pace a little bit. But he waited until the 70th minute to bring on Merino. Is that telling you something? Is that telling you that he's not up to match fitness as well? We've got to take that into account. I do feel like he's going to start with Trossard through that middle. And I'm a little bit worried about that as well, just because of the fact of the poor performance of Raheem Sterling in that game against Leicester and all. He was absolutely terrible. Terrible performance from him. He's lacking in confidence so much. And it shows in his game. He kept tripping over his own feet, trying to dive and win free kicks, which he wasn't given. 3 times I see him do that. He might have done it even more times that I didn't quite notice. But I see him do it 3 times, and he wasn't winning any free kicks at all. The referee knew that he was just basically just tripping over his own feet or just trying to buy a foul to get a free kick. And, he's had his day. He's had it. And I've said it on the reaction after the match. So I don't really want to see him wearing an Arsenal shirt again. he's not fit for purpose, in my opinion. It might sound a bit harsh. It might sound a bit harsh. But at this level, we need better. So this is what concerns me with starting Leandro Trossard through the middle against West Ham, because then it would mean we'd have to use Sterling on that left as an attacking threat, because that's all we've got left. So maybe it might be an idea to start the game with Trossard over on that left-hand side with Mikel Merino through the middle. I think that would be a feasible way of looking at things, but maybe Arteta looks at it in a different way. You know what he's like. He don't like being proved wrong. He tries to outfox people, tries to do things in different ways, tries to make himself look like a smart ass, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments about that as well. But would you go with Merino up front? Personally, not what you think Arteta would do, but what would you do? The fans. This is what I want to know. Even if you're neutral and you're looking at the Arsenal squad, what would you do as a neutral fan as well? Would you go with Mikel Merino? He's not the answer. We know he's not the answer. But as a stopgap and as a desperate times calls for desperate means. And maybe, you know, looking at what he did against Leicester, you know, he took both his chances. He could have got an hat-trick as well, to be fair, towards the end of the game, right near the death. He could have scored again and got an hat-trick. But, you know, I'm more inclined, this is what I would do, I'm more inclined to use Wanyeri through the middle, Ethan, the young boy, and then look at other options on that right-hand side. You know, maybe because Miles Lewis-Skelly's, you know, he has been playing in defence and he's a central midfielder. Maybe we could push him over. Maybe we could rejig it a little bit like that. We know that Arteta likes inside forward players. So if you play it on the wing, you cut inside on the right wing, you cut inside on your left foot. That's called an inside forward. It's not a natural out-and-out winger. Maybe Trossard could play over on the right-hand side and use Kieran Tierney on the left wing. He's not an inside forward. You know, he wouldn't be able to cut in on his right foot from the left, but he'd be able to get down to the byline and cross in with his left, because he's one of the best crossers at the club. Maybe you could think about using that. We need to do something because we struggled against Leicester, relegation fodder, until that substitution in the 70th minute. We got rid of Sterling, pushed Trossard over to the left, and Mikel Merino come through the middle. Did get his 2 goals though. I'm not so sure what to do. I'm no tactician or no elite level football manager. But I would have to look at different scenarios, because I really do think it's Sterling. Sterling's had his day. He's had his day, and he is not good enough for us. So the original question was, if I had to, do I start with Merino or Trossard through the middle? It's going to have to be Merino. Maybe it won't be an out-and-out, so as the false 9 with Trossard over on the left. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.